asking, guys, for some kind of sponsorship for a new laptop. Okay, so now we're going to do a coaching session. I'm really sorry I couldn't go live with the coaching session, but now we're going to have a coaching session and the T-Grow model. Okay, so welcome to Moving On TV. Okay, coaching session and the T-Grow model, because I promised it to you guys, and I always tried my best to live up to my promises. And as I say, I couldn't live up to my promises because the laptop wasn't working. So anyway, that's the end of my appeal. I'm not going begging. We are looking for sponsors, and as you know, we're looking for sponsors, we're looking for grants, and the main thing is a new laptop. And it's practically impossible to work with this thing, but now I'm going to talk to you. So, okay, so that's my goal. Okay, so if we talk about the T-Grow model, okay, I want you to think about what your goal is. So let me see if we've gone live. Coaching session and the T-Grow model. I want to help you to achieve. I want to help you to try and achieve your goals. So my goal, my topic at the moment is to get a new laptop, to raise £1,000 and buy an editing laptop. Okay, so you write down your topic for me now. Okay, so my topic is to buy a new editing laptop. Okay, so that means for that I need £1,000. Okay, so that's going on. That's on Facebook. Right now, I'll tell you a little bit about life coaching now. Okay, what is life coaching? Life coaching is not counseling. Okay, this is our first session, our first life coaching session. Life coaching is not counseling. That's the first thing you need to know. Life coaching is not counseling. Life coaching moves you forward. It helps you set goals. It helps you find your big topic, and then you set the steps through the T-Grow model. Okay, so before we start, I'm going to put on a little video for you to watch. So wish me luck. Wish me luck that I can actually make this work. I'm going to put a little video on for you about the T-Grow model so you can see what life coaching is. There we go. Okay, so I want you to watch this, and this will show you what life coaching is. Okay, watch this.
Welcome back to Life Coaching with Lauren.
Sorry about the hair, guys.
Your dream life, as we explained before, it's what's important to you. Now we had an introduction, we talked about life coaching, what it is and what counselling is and what mentoring is and how you can try to work together. Today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how it's changed my life. 10 years ago, I trained as a life coach. And since then, I have been working with incredible, inspirational people from all over the world on Skype and over the phone, helping me to create my dreams and helping me to create a realistic dream. So initially, we have this passion. So my passion was to have this theatre company called Moving On Theatre. That's the big dream. You start off with this massive dream where I want to be performing everywhere, singing, acting, doing what I love. Now that can't be created in a day, not usually. So what we do with life coaching is we learn how to achieve it by being very realistic and having the steps to get there. And for that, we use a model. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the T-Grow model. Don't always think that you have to use this all the time, because we're all different. But today I'm just going to give you a general idea of what the T-GROW model is. T is the topic or the dream. So like I say, you have this big dream. You may want to retire and have a villa in Spain. Okay, so that's your big dream. You may want to pass your driving test. That's your big dream. You get the gist. The topic is the big dream. The second is the G, which is the goal. Your goal is what I would like you to go away with at the end of the session. So, for example, you've got half an hour session. I say to you, what would you like to achieve by the end of this session that is bringing you closer to achieving that villa in Spain, that giving up smoking, that being, having an easier relationship with your children, whatever. And that's what you say. You say, well, by the end of this session, I would like to achieve more understanding about properties in Spain, for example. That is up to you. That's your goal for the session. You have half an hour. And we don't always set that. It's not always cut in stone. Again, it depends on the person, but it's nice to know that we have some kind of structure. The next thing we have is the reality and the resources, okay? And that is when I ask you, what support system have you got? Have you got people supporting you? So say you want to move to Spain. Have you got people you can talk to about? Is your husband or your partner or your children, are they supporting you with moving to Spain and buying a villa? What about money? This is all about pulling in your resources and your reality, okay? Because as I said to you, it's all about being grounded in reality, okay? So then we move on to options, and we make a list of all the different ways that we can find out how we're going to achieve this goal. And that's the fun bit, because your mind starts to open up. And it's like brainstorming. You get out a piece of paper and you're writing down, oh, I'd love to move, and I'd like to move maybe in a year, or I can get money from here, or whatever. It doesn't matter. You're writing and writing, and it's all coming out, and your mind's opening up, okay? And then you've got the W, which is your willingness. And this, to me, is the most important part of the session, because you're committing to yourself and to your life coach what you're going to do by the next session. And you can make a list and say, well, I'm going to do these 5 actions or 3 actions. 1, I'm going to go on the internet and I'm going to check out villas in Spain. It doesn't matter. You come up with the actions, and the willingness is there on paper. And your life coach will say to you, okay then, Lauren, or okay, whoever it is we're coaching, okay, so you're going to go on the internet when? And you give a date, a time, and that's your commitment to your life coach, okay? And that's when you come back for the next session with that life coach, they will make you accountable for that and ask you if you did it. If you did it, that's brilliant. They will look at that. If you didn't do it, that's no problem at all, because you're working towards this, okay? You're willing to do it, and that's a big thing. And that's the T-GROW model. Now on the other side, interestingly enough, the right side of the brain, I don't know why I did that, but also because the right side of the brain is the creative, because everyone is different. When you do your intake session or your assessment with your coach, they may decide to work differently because their intuition will kick in. And once they start to get to know you, they may think, well, actually, Lauren doesn't work very well with structure. How about we just see what happens? So we say, okay, your dream is, boom, I want to win the lottery. Fine, there's your dream. Okay, but maybe we don't set a goal for the session. We just explore, okay? And that, again, will work beautifully. And I can promise you that when the coach says to you after the end of your session, have you achieved what you wanted? Are you any closer to your goal? They will say yes, because somehow their mind will have opened up a little bit and they will be closer to their goal. So that's it. So today we've discussed the T-GROW model, and we've also discussed intuition and create a creative way of coaching, which is more right-sided. And interestingly enough, I did actually do that, and that I didn't plan to, but it happened. And in the next session, when I come back again, in the next episode, we will be actually watching life coaching session. But before I go, I just need to say one thing. Life coaching is about passion. If you don't have any passion, then you can't achieve your dreams. If you have passion, it's more important than money and support. It's more important than anything. Believe me, because I started with nothing and I still don't have a lot of money, but I'm running my own TV station. When you are passionate and you believe in your heart that that's what you want, you can achieve anything. So I would recommend you get this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's a wonderful book, and it's basically written by an amazing guy that talks about passion and persistence and focus. Because without passion, persistence and focus, you cannot achieve your dreams. There'll always be a comfort zone that you'll be stuck in, or there'll always be, I had to do this, I had to do that. Your life coach will always make you accountable for being there at least once a week or once every 2 weeks to do the session with them, because you won't move on if you don't do that. It's not about money. It's not always about money. It's about your passion, your commitment, your focus, your tenacity, which is much more important, believe me. Coming from someone who runs Moving On Theatre and now has started a TV station, passion is everything. It will get you out of bed in the morning. And I'll leave you with another little thought. The past is history. The future a mystery. The present is a gift. We unwrap it with glee. So that's what life coaching is. It's focusing in the present. Focusing in the present. That's what it is. We let go of the past. We don't worry about the future. It'll take care of itself. We're in this moment. And I hope you're in this moment with me with a lot of passion. I look forward to speaking to you in the next episode, where we will be coaching someone in front of you and showing you an intake session. Thank you.
Watch this. This is a live session with somebody. Okay, watch this. And you'll get a general idea about.
Welcome to Life Coaching. Now, in the last couple of weeks, we've been doing life coaching. We've done a lot of theory. We've spoken about the Tigro model and the different ways of using it in order to achieve our goals. We've spoken about who can have life coaching and who it's advisable not to have life coaching. And we've spoken about the Kaizen method, which is a wonderful way of setting tiny, tiny goals and eventually achieving your dream. So today we get to see a practical session. You get to see how life coaching works. So I've got Helen here, who's building a business and has got a passion, and her passion is to create a holistic kind of center where where children can have everything, where they can have music, they can have healthy environment, they can have healthy food, nutrition, everything. So everything is all focused in one center. So we looked at that last week. That is the passion, the big dream. And then we looked at bite-sized goals of how to actually help Helen create this center. Now, remember, we talked about intuitive coaching as well as the Tigro model. So I thought with Helen, it was a combination of things, using intuition and also keeping the goals very, very realistic and very, very Kaizen in order to get the commitment and to build it up, because it is such a massive dream. So how did you get on this week, Helen?
Well, I did a couple of the things because we talked about last time doing visualizations of the actual dream, passion, and I had set myself a goal of doing some research, and I'd managed to do, I would say, probably about I've managed to do probably about half an hour of research. Not as much as I said I would do, but I definitely started. And I've thought a lot about the previous research I've done in the past this week. So it's been on the mind.
Fantastic. Do you want to remind us what your actual actions were for the week?
So my actions were to do research on my passions, which are sustainable communities and centres that are around the world, and probably more specifically in Europe, and centres which are working with nutrition, children, yoga, maybe art therapy and music, and basically research them.
And the second was to
visualise the
So
actual
you've
place.
done your actions for the week. Okay, so we've got half an hour session now, and everything we do is to move you closer to your goal. So I don't know if you remember last time, we looked at different options of different things that you could do in order to help you. So how would you like to use the next 30 minutes? Because I also asked you on a scale of 1 to 10, how passionate or how close were you going to be able to do this? And you said an 8.
Yes.
Remember? So how is it growing? Is it becoming closer to a 10 now?
I think it is. I think it is actually, because I've seen maybe a few more potential ways in which I can start to volunteer at the centres, and maybe in that way, maybe it isn't a centre that I will own immediately, but I will start slowly by basically working in the centre.
So you feel already, just from one life coaching, your intake session, you're already closer to achieving that dream, which is amazing. To say we've only done one session to keep you a little bit focused on visualizing, because that was very good for you, and on actually creating that action of doing a bit of research. Okay, so we've got 30 minutes for this session. What would you like to do today in order to get you closer? Even closer.
I think I'd probably like to look at the side of the actual logistics of how it would fit into my life, the volunteering and the sort of places in the world that maybe I've found, how that would fit into my life as it currently stands,
Okay.
financially and time-wise, like I guess some sort of time frame.
Okay, so in order to make this happen for you in half an hour, in order to come out with a set of actions that are going to lead you towards this, can you put that into a sentence to make it focused?
I would like, yeah, I would like to have some sort of schedule for the next year and a half.
Okay, we'll put that down. So you'd like to have a schedule. You see, by creating this focused goal, it's a lot easier for us to set actions that are realistic in order to actually achieve whatever this is, and then eventually getting to achieve our dream. So once we've achieved each action, we're moving on, and before you know it, you've got your passion, which for Helen is to create the center of this holistic place. Okay, so do you want to read that out to us?
I would like to have a schedule for the next year and a half for volunteering and working in different centres.
Okay, so again, I'm going to keep you focused. You've got 30 minutes, and obviously I'm not putting pressure on you here, but it's nice to be able to create something from this. So what can we do to help you create something even more realistic so that by next week you're closer to doing this? How are you going to do this in half an hour?
I would say it would be good to just write down the list of the countries, list of potential time frames that I could do, and potential ways financially volunteering.
Okay, so shall we make a list then of what you just said? So you want to make a list of countries.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
A list of different time frames that I could spend in them.
Okay. This is for the year?
Yeah.
Okay, and what else?
So perhaps different ways in which I can either work or volunteer. So whether it's part volunteer, part work, or totally volunteering.
Okay, do you want to write that down?
Volunteering.
Okay.
Or working.
And this is going to help you create a schedule for a year. Okay. So what can you do then? What can you do this week that is realistic and is going to help you get closer to achieving this?
So I suppose looking at the areas, the countries that we've just talked about, and seeing which countries it is exactly, and how many different areas there are in each of the countries.
So do you want to choose that first one to work on this week rather than the 3?
No, I think I'd like to do all 3.
You'd like to work on all 3? Okay. So how are you going to do this? So would you like to have a look at the week? Because I think what worked really, really well for you last week is we drew a calendar and we looked at the week and we looked at the time that you have, and also because you were sitting on the train, you felt you had time to work and to do your...
I feel like I need to make a list of the countries and then...
Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to give you an example of how a life coaching session works. And the sound is not amazing on that, I must admit. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Okay, a bit like Do Re Mi, you know? In order to achieve your goals, life coaching is amazing. And without life coaching, I wouldn't have got anywhere. And because I train and I get free life coaching whenever I want, I'm really grateful, and I'm offering it to you here. You probably pay about £150 a session, for a life coaching session, and you're getting it here on Moving On TV from the heart, because I love it, or I just feel like doing it. So this is your session for today. So as I say, the first thing I'm going to tell you is life coaching is not counseling. Okay? And you'll have to forgive me, I'm drinking my soup. As you know, you work here at home with me, at home with Lauren on Moving On TV. Welcome to Moving On TV. So if you're serious about achieving a goal, about moving on this year, please God, regardless of what's going on out there, I don't even want to think about it. I'm talking about your own reality and what you can do. All I'm interested in is what I can do. Now, because I know that a lot of us that watch this have minds that need to be kept focused. So you have to make sure that you've eaten, okay, and drinking water and eating. And you have to try and I'm going to try and keep you focused. To do my best to keep you focused. If people can chat on here, then I will bring you back into focus. So the first thing I need you to know is this is not a counseling session. I am a trained life coach. Yes, I'm a trained Louise Hay counselor. I'm trained in working with inner child work, self-nurturing. I did that years ago, metaphysical work. I'm a trained psychic. I'm a trained medium. I'm a trained intuitive, whatever training that means, healer, psychic, tarot reader, whatever, musician, actress, director. It just goes on and on and on and on. Trained by life, you know, even if I haven't got the qualifications, but I am a trained life coach. I did my training with the Jonathan J. Academy, and I passed, and that was more than 15 years ago, nearly 20 years ago. If it wasn't for life coaching, I wouldn't be anywhere I am today because of the head. Now, what life coach does is to move you forward. They inspire you, move you forward, inspire you, keep you focused on where you are going. Okay? Regardless of the mind, you are going to go forward. We look at the goals. Are they smart? Okay. So the first thing, when you are setting your topic, we need to have a smart goal. Okay? So let's write this down. If you're watching, I recommend you write this down. This is information. If you don't know this information is going to change your life. It's going to change your life, okay? Your goals have to be smart, okay? So before we start anything, your goal has to be smart. And that means, smart means specific, measurable, achievable, and time scaled. Okay, that's what SMART is. Okay, specific, measurable, achievable, and time scaled. I'm going to go slowly with you because I know a lot of us, our mind goes out of focus very quickly. And if one person on here achieves their dream thanks to me this year, then that will be amazing. Simply amazing. Okay, so your topic, okay. Let me give you some examples of non-smart goals or topics. The topic is your big goal. Okay, your topic is your big goal. Okay, so say someone says to you, it says their dream is, okay, to me, 99% of topics are now achievable because we're getting the med beds and all sorts of things. Time travel, you name it. But I'm going to go into a realistic thing here. You've got, well, let me see. Do you know what? I don't really believe there is the impossible anymore. But let's think of something impossible. Come on, guys, give me an impossible goal. Because I don't believe there are anymore. I have to think really hard here. An impossible goal. Okay. To get Peace the cat
to do the washing up. I want Peace the cat to do the washing up. That's an impossible goal, okay? Because I can't think of a human impossible goal. Everything's coming to us within the next year or so. You'll be getting everything that you've ever wanted. You're going to be able to do everything you've ever wanted because all the technology was withheld from us. So I cannot think of an impossible goal. I can't. So you tell me an impossible goal. Okay, so I'm saying, but let's come back a bit to reality and take something completely realistic, okay? The laptop. The situation with me, the topic for me is to get a new laptop, okay? A new laptop. Right, okay. Now, Lauren, let's have a look at SMART. Is it specific, measurable, achievable, and time scale? Is it specific? Yes. I want a new laptop. I intend to get a new laptop. That is very specific. Okay. Is it measurable? Yes, I can check. I can say, have you got your laptop yet? No. So I can check it. I can assess it. Is it achievable? Of course it's achievable. Everybody buys laptops all the time. So it's totally achievable. And time scaled, which means I'm going to put a time scale on it. A new laptop by March. Okay, let's put March. Okay, there you go. Time scaled. A new laptop by March. Okay. Now, what can you take? Get your topic. Your topic could be I want to bring in an income of £1,000 a month, or let's keep it smaller, £500 a month. Okay, isn't that achievable for everyone? Okay, say your topic is I'd like to bring in £500 a month. Okay, simple, isn't it? Isn't that an achievable thing? Or I'd like to make it smaller. It's up to you. £300 a month. Sorry, I put 30. Is that totally specific? £300? Achievable, of course. Measurable, because you can check, am I bringing in money? And timescales. I would like to bring in £300 a month, £500 a month. By when? By when? By end of January, by February, yeah? By end of February. How does that feel? Because I'm not seeing your comments, so I don't know if people are actually watching. Yeah, they are watching. Okay, by the end of February, is that achievable? Of course it is. Now, don't think about how you're going to bring this money in. You don't think about it. You hand it over to the universe. You don't think about it. Okay? That's why we work the tree grow model. God, this neck and shoulders. This neck and shoulders. This neck and shoulders. Okay, right. If you want a one-to-one session, if you want a coaching session with me in order to help you achieve your goals, please contact me, movingontv1@gmail.com. Okay? Right. So get out a piece of paper, wherever you are, and write down your topic. Okay, so your topic could be, I want to go around the world. I want to buy a new, I'm going to buy a new car. I intend to go around the world. I intend to buy a new car. I intend to lose weight. I intend to open a center. It's got to be specific. I intend to do this, right? I intend to write a song. I intend to create an album. I intend to cast my musical. Encounters. I intend to get a sponsor for Moving On TV. What is yours? I intend to go back to school. I intend to get a degree. I intend to do an online course. It could be anything, okay? That is your topic. Ta-da! You got your topic. Find your topic. I'm going to give you 10 minutes now. I'm going to put back the first video, and I want you to find your topic. I want you to find your topic, okay? I'm giving you 10 minutes to write down your topic. And if some of you can share on here, that would be really cool. Okay, so get writing your topic now. I'm just going to try and download something again. Write out your topic. What is it? What is it you are asking to achieve in a certain time scale by a certain time? What is it? What is it you are asking to achieve in a certain time scale by... Write your topic out now, guys. Okay, it won't let me download. Never mind. Let's go back. Excuse me. Okay, have you written down your topic? Write your topic down. And your topic has to be, remember, smart. If it's not smart, if you say, oh, I'm all airy-fairy about this, I'd like to achieve this and that, and I'd like to go there and here and everywhere, I'd like to be this and that, I'd like to be happy, that's not measurable enough. It's got to be specific. Specific. Okay, I'd like to lose a stone in weight, timescale by the end of March. Specific and measurable, you get on the scales and you can check. Achievable, yes, because lots of people have done it before, okay? So that's the first thing. If you can't find a topic that is measurable, that is smart, you're not going to achieve it. Okay, so what does smart mean? Again, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timescale, smart. I forgot the realistic. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timescale. That is SMART, okay? Again, S-M-A-R-T. Smart. Smart. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timescaled. Okay, so is your topic specific? Because it has to be specific. If you say, oh, I want to lose weight, not going to work. I would like to lose 1 stone by the end of March. Boom. Okay. Measurable, yes, of course you can measure it. It's achievable, realistic, and it's time scaled by the end of March. I would like to Cast Encounters, my musical, by the end of March. I'd like to cast Encounters. That means, what does that mean to me? I know what that means to me. It means that I need an Amy, an Elaine, and a Sharon, and a Vince. That's another 4 characters to cast it, okay? So I need another 4 actors. I've already got Jim, Mike, Nick, and Sam, 4. So I would like to have 8 characters cast, 8, number 8 specific, 8 characters cast in Encounters by the end of March. Totally specific. Lauren, is this measurable? Yes, of course, because I can check if I've got how many I've got and what's happening. Is it achievable? Yes, because I've cast The Sound of Music and I've cast Encounters before and I've cast every show I've ever gone out to do. Is it achievable? Yes. Is it realistic? Totally, because I've done it before. Is it time scaled? Yes. By the end of March. Okay, by the end of March, I will have a full cast for Encounters. Okay, that's another one. I would like a laptop, an editing laptop that doesn't let me down again by the end of March. Okay, specific, an editing laptop. Yes. Is it measurable? Yes, because I can see that I haven't got one and I can check what's happening and how I'm getting one. Is it achievable? Of course it's achievable. Everybody goes out there and achieves things by buying their laptops. You can buy a laptop. It's totally achievable. Is it realistic? Yes, it's realistic, because there are ways of raising that money, and there are people that have got new laptops for Christmas. They might donate one. Totally realistic. Is it time scaled? Of course it's time scaled by the end of March. Okay? I want to go to America by the end of April. I intend to go to America. This is just an idea. Is that specific? Yes, I intend to go to America. Yes, totally specific. Is it measurable? Of course, I can check the progress of what's happening. Is it achievable? Of course it is. I've already been there twice, three times. Is it realistic? Well, we hope so by March. Time scaled? Yes, because I said by the end of March. Are you getting it, guys? Are you getting it? Now, let's look at a non-smart goal. Okay? A non-smart goal. I would like to achieve my dreams by the end of April. That's not smart. Why? Because you're not saying what your dreams are. There's no specifics. So your mind is going to go, oh, I'd like to do this. I'd like to do that. I'd like to do this and this and this and this and this and this. Everything that comes into my mind. Believe me, I've been there. And when I chose Moving On TV, all my goals came together. So Moving On TV is very smart because I can bring all my dreams into Moving On TV. So you need one goal, one topic that is big enough to encompass all your dreams, okay? So find something that puts all your dreams together into one place. As I said, Moving On TV is one specific goal. It's specific, it's a TV station, and it's running now. And I can put everything into it, as you can see. All my dreams, all my passions, all my music, all my friends, all my contacts, everything goes into Moving On TV. Everything that I know, everything that I learn, everything I want to teach you goes into Moving On TV. So it is specific. My goal, Moving On TV. The topic, I know what my topic is by this time next year, and I'm not going to say it because I don't need to. But that's working. So it's totally realistic, totally achievable, and totally time scaled. At the moment, Moving On TV is working beautifully. And there's no reason why it should not work and become what I really want it to become by the end of next year, okay? Of the year. So Let's take another example. How can you take all your dreams? If you, like me, have lots of ideas and creativity, let's look at Paul, for example, with the Positivity Center. He's created a center, right? Now, in that center, he can put every single ambition and dream into that center. So that center would be the topic, wouldn't it? The topic would be that center, okay? To make that center very successful. I'll say something else. Say someone says, my dream is, I've got lots of dreams, but I don't know what to do, because 1 minute I want to do this, 1 minute. So you need to choose. Choose one. I always choose maybe one or two. If I can't focus, like it used to be like moving on TV and moving on theatre, but now they've come together in one. So I would recommend, if you can't do it, then contact me and we'll do a session together. Okay? And I will teach you how to combine all your dreams into one. Because there's a common denominator in your dreams. It's what you love. And it's putting that into one. And we'll do a wheel of life. Because another session, I'll do a wheel of life with you. I'm not going to do that in this one. The wheel of life will show you priorities and how to balance everything in your life. But today, because by the end of this session, by 10:30, I want you to have achieved your goal. And you will, okay? Because you're going to now choose a goal. Because we're going to do the T-Grow model, okay? So your T-Grow model is your topic. Your T is your topic. Topic. T for topic. That's the big dream. Okay, so the big dream at the moment, as I said, is to get a new laptop. Okay, that's my topic. Topic, get a new laptop. Okay, now underneath that, we're going to have the G. Now the G is the goal. Now the goal, I would expect you to reach your goal by the end of the session. To reach by 10:30 p.m., okay, UK time. I can assure you, you will reach it by 10:30 p.m. Because the goal has got to be, what can I do now? Right? The first step. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So you're going to look at, I've got 40 minutes, 40 minutes with Lauren. 40 minutes to achieve my first goal. Okay, you've got 40 minutes to, and in that 40 minutes, you're either going to set the actions to achieve that goal, but I would like you to achieve the goal by the end of the session. And that is totally specific if you set a goal for the session. Okay. So for example, I would like to lose a stone by the end of March. Okay. You need to set your first step. Okay. What's your first step? First step, the tiniest thing you can do towards it. It's called the Kaizen and it works. Tiniest thing I can do to achieve this. Okay? I want you to write down by 10:30, what is the tiniest thing that I can do? This is your goal now we're talking about. The tiniest thing, the first step, the tiniest thing I can do to achieve that goal that I've set for the session. So set a goal in 40 minutes. You've got your answers to how you are going. What is the tiniest thing I can do to achieve? Okay. So you're always going to reach that goal in 40 minutes. You will know what you need to do to move forward towards your topic. Just a second. I'll be back in a minute. today is just a general idea of how we work the Tigro model. In the next session, we're going to do, for example, if you're struggling to find your topic, we will do a brainstorm. So I would like you to achieve your goal by 10:30 of this session. So for this session, I want you to write a sentence, okay? So say, my topic is to get a laptop. So the sentence will be, I would like, by the end of this session, this is my goal. By the end of the session, my goal is to find out how I can get money, for example, how I can get a new laptop. So that could be anything. So it's a bit of research. Okay. So my goal by 10:30 is by the end of the session, my goal is to find out how I can get a new laptop, a new lap. So for example, you want to write a book, your dream is to write a book. So by the end of this session, I will Google how to write a book, because there are things on there, how to write a book. Okay, for example, this is just something that you can do. By the end of the session, I will Google how to write a book. Okay, say you want to, like me, cast encounters, okay? That's a big topic. So by the end of this session, I will have set some actions that will enable me to go out and cast encounters. You know, you're all different, okay? So by the end of this session, I will have set some actions that will enable me to go out and cast encounters. Okay, so let's have a look at the Tigro again. Okay, so you've got your goal. That's my goal. By the end of the session, I'll have set some actions that will enable me to go out and cast encounters. That's it. Actions that are set in the session. I will achieve that, and it's going to do amazing things for your confidence. If you want to write a book, by the end of this session, I will Google how to write a book. That will be my action. By the end of this session, whatever, add your own. I will, for example, if you want to buy a car, I will Google sites that sell cars. Okay, I want to buy a car. By the end of this session, I will Google sites that sell cars. We have to make it totally realistic, because R is reality. Okay, R is reality. Now, can you do that by 10:30? Of course you can. You can do that by 10:30. You can go out and Google sites that sell cars. You can set an action to help me enable me to go out and set some actions. Yeah. If you want to write a book, you can go on Google and check out how to write a book. Make up your own, guys. Yeah. By the end, you know, what else? Say if you want to lose weight. So by the end of this session, I will find out where the Weight Watchers, if they have Zoom, and if they do Zoom. Do you see what I mean? You will achieve that, okay? And so you've achieved your first goal by the end of the session. Because and is it realistic? Are these things, of course they're realistic. I challenge you to tell me this isn't realistic. Bring me a goal that isn't realistic. And you'll find one that's very difficult in the coming months, I'll tell you. And I will challenge you on that, okay? Realistic, the Tigro model. R for reality. R for reality. You cannot work without reality. As I said, if I had a dream that said, it doesn't matter what I do, if I want Peace the cat to do the washing up, it's not going to happen. It doesn't matter what I do, it's not going to happen, is it? Okay. And then we have W for the Tigro, and that is willingness and action. Willingness. Okay, so we've looked at TGR. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Oh, options. Options. Now, to me, options is the most important thing. Options. Now, to me, that's the most important. Remember, we are going, let's go back a bit so I don't confuse you too much. As this is your first session, let's go back to the Tigro. From the beginning, we are working with the Tigro model and SMART, okay? The Tigro, topic, goal, reality, options, and willingness, okay? Options. Now, this to me is the most exciting of all, the O. How am I going to achieve my goal by 10:30? By having options, okay? So my goal by 10:30, by the end of the session, your goal might be, I will have set some actions that will enable me to go out and cast encounters. Okay, so I have to have options, right? And how do I create my options? What are my options, guys? What are my options? O for options. Okay, let's have a look at the other goals I've got here. By the end of this session, I will Google how to write a book. Okay, so what are my options to write a book? You could have more than Google. You could have DuckDuckGo. You could have, you could talk to people. You know, let's have a look at some of the options around. I want to write a book. My dream is to write a book. Okay, it'd be good to have someone on here who wants to write a book, and then we'll do the session with them. What are my options? Okay, so in order to achieve the goal in 40 minutes, what are my options? My options could be Google, could be a friend. Do we know someone who's written the book? And I plan to talk to them. Yada, yada, yada. What you do with your options, is you get out a piece of paper, yeah, and you write down all your options, okay? You write down loads and loads of ideas, brainstorm. Okay, so your options is basically a brainstorm. Okay, Lauren, how are we going to achieve the goal? How can you cast encounters by the end of March and achieve goal by 10:30, setting the action? Okay, how can I do that? How can I cast encounters by the end of March and achieve the goal by 10:30 of setting the action? That is by looking at my options. Options, Lauren. Options, Laura. Options, okay? So we have star now. Again, you brainstorm. Options, brainstorm. We brainstorm, okay? So we write down all the ways we can achieve this, okay? That's enough, okay? You brainstorm. And then you've got W, which is willingness, which is action. That's it. Your action is to write down all the ways I can cast or encounters all the ways I can by and that's my action. Okay, that by next week, by next Wednesday, and that is my action. Okay, that's my action. That's it. You've done the T grow. You've done it. You've achieved your goal, right? You've set an action. End of. It is now 4 minutes past 10 and I achieved my goal, which is to move me forward to casting encounters, right? My goal, what was my goal again for the session? What was my goal for this? I always say by the end of the session, I will find out where the Weight Watchers and if they can do Zoom. So for example, if you took that one, so that's your action. My action is to Google and find out. My action is to Google by Wednesday to find out where all the Weight Watchers groups, okay, that do Zoom are and how to join. Okay, there you go. That's if you want to lose weight, okay? And you choose Weight Watchers, okay? My action is to Google by Wednesday to find out where all the Weight Watchers groups that do Zoom are and how to join. That's it. End of session. You've done it. That's your action. You might want to set another action. It's up to you. It's usually, so the goal of the session will always be to move forward. I called it moving on TV and moving on theatre. You're moving forward towards your goal. It's always to move forward, okay, by the end of the coaching session. And that's why you always achieve your goal by the end of the coaching session. There you go. To move forward by the end of the coaching session, okay, that's it. You've achieved it. That's your goal of the session. That's the T grow. The topic is up here. Your goal is the session is always to move forward by the end of the coaching session, right? R is your reality. Is it realistic? Yes, because we looked at that. A, is it T grow, TGRO. O is your options. You write them down. You can write as many as you want, and then you set your actions, and that's it. You've done it. You've done it. Give yourself a big round of applause. You have achieved your goal. And then on the next session, we look at what you've achieved and we move forward a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And that's how I've achieved my goals. That's it. Isn't that simple? Tell me that's not easy. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. I'd be very surprised if you couldn't do that. I don't know if you're seeing my messages. It says hide messages from stream. Always moving forward. Okay, that's it. You've achieved your goal. Hide messages from the stream. Are you seeing my messages, guys? Because I'm not seeing anybody on here. That's it. You've achieved your goal. Okay, you've achieved it. End of. You've achieved your goal. That's it. You've achieved your goal. Okay, you've achieved it. End of. You've achieved your goal. Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? You've achieved your goal. Everyone, and it's only 8 minutes past 10. That's it. Well done for your first session. Okay? So come back next week, Saturday, 8 o'clock. Come back next week with a goal, a topic, because the goal will be to achieve your goal within the session. And that's it. You don't have to, all you have to do now is to go out there. If you want to lose weight, is go on Google and find out where all the Weight Watchers groups that do Zoom are and how to join. You can set as many actions as you want. My goal is to cast encounters, right? To cast encounters by next Wednesday, not to cast encounters, but by next, to write down all the ways I can cast encounters by next Wednesday. That's my action, to do it by next Wednesday. That's it. Okay? What else have we got here? You want to write a book? Who's written a book? So you brainstorm, and you look at, where is it? You write all the ways you can achieve this by going on Google, by talking. You use your brain, right? Say by Wednesday. That's the Weight Watchers one. If you want to write a book, who's written a book? There you go. You talk to people that have written a book. You write down your actions. And that's it. You've achieved your goal. Done. You pat yourself on the back and you tell yourself how amazing you are. You write a list of actions that you want to do by Wednesday. And as I say, it could be, if you want to write a book, go on Google, talk to people that have written a book, brainstorm. It's all in here. Ask people. You know what to write down. You've got a brain. You write down loads and loads of options, and then you go. You tick them off as you do them. Say don't make it too complicated. So by next Saturday, when Lauren will be on again, I will have created a list of options which will enable me to write a book. Okay? That's it. That's the Tigro model. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll stream it again and again. Please share everywhere. Enjoy Moving On TV. And that's it. That's your coaching session for today. I love you lots. Take care now. And let me know how you're getting on. I want, if you want a session one-to-one booked with me to help you if you feel that you cannot find your goal, or you're not sure what to do or how to move on, you're stuck, because we can get stuck. And sometimes stuckness is a good way to stop us from facing reality, by being stuck. And we keep going round and round in circles. And that can be stopped. First of all, you've got to understand what stuckness is and what is the purpose of stuckness. Okay, there you go. Contact me, movingontv1@gmail.com. Please understand that a session like this will cost you about £100, and you're getting it for free here on Moving On TV. So I hope you appreciate it, and send it to anybody who needs it. And please come aboard Moving On TV, subscribe, share, and like. We are a TV station, so you're going to get tarot shows, you're going to get coaching, you're going to get entertainment, you're going to get talent, you're going to get a new musical, you're going to get news flashes, you're going to get holistic shows. Everything that we have got, we are giving you. I love you lots. Take care now, and have a beautiful rest of Saturday. Bye.